All right, so this is how to check people in on the schedule based on what time they started working if you don't have any ADP access. What we actually do is just run an agent state report in NC3 just to see, chronologically, when did they first log into the system? So we look for their not ready time. And then when was their first ready time, when they first put themselves available to get started working. So first things first on the schedule, just going from top to bottom, Chris is the first one on the top, and he is agent 299. So you're going to go to reports, click on agent states, then you'll get this guy. Click today if you're looking at today, but you can also set a time frame. And then you can click ROI. I usually just set it to all. And then my filter, I click contains, and then I just enter in the number that I want. So I believe Chris was 299, right? Yes, perfect. Okay, so I see his first not ready time is at 7:42. Well, one thing to keep in mind is that NC3 time is always an Eastern Standard Time. So 7:42, you want to subtract 2 hours from that. That would be 5:42 our time, right? So it looks like he was ready way earlier before his shift. He got into chat about 5:56. Took them for a couple hours until about 8:09. So we are going to clock him as on time. All right, the next person on our list is Janice. She's 3:11. And I already have my filter set to contain, so it knows just to look to that. Okay, so it looks like 6:04 is when she first logged in the system. Now, this morning we had some technical issues with CSR, which we can see in her agent state. So typically I would see not ready, and then I would see ready. And I would clock them in, so to speak, or mark them as on time according to when they first put themselves in ready. And so in this case, she changed herself to technical issue because she checked, her CSR and was like, can't be ready. And it was, got into system about 6:04, about 6:08. So we're going to mark her as on time. Typically for leniency, she was scheduled to start at 6. We see her logging in at 6:04. And then, with the technical issue, it took her 2 minutes to kind of say like, oh, that's not looking right. So, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt this time. But usually what I see, if she logs in at 6:04 and then, takes a call at 6:04, I usually give 4 minutes of leniency. And then as soon as it gets to like 5 minutes and above, I'll, write 6:05 or 6:06. And then instead of on time, it's just noted that she came in a couple minutes later. So the next person we see already called out. So we're going to go to the next person who is working, which is 366. All right, so we see 5:57, and then she put herself in ready the minute after. So 5:58 until 6. So perfect. So I'm going to mark her as on time. She's early, actually, which is awesome. Now, when I mark early is if they clock in more than like 10, 15 minutes, at the 10, 15 minute early mark, I'll mark early. But if it's just a couple minutes, I will just mark on time. Next person is 273. All right, so we see 8:42. Technically, it says 10:42, but make sure to auto subtract 2 hours because it's Eastern Standard Time in here, but we're in Mountain Standard Time. So we see 8:42, and I know he had technical issues from 6 a.m. this morning because our supervisor specifically mentioned him to me. So I can't tell that in the agent state reports. If you ever see that, you can, of course, mark what you see, but then also follow up with the team to say, hey, did anyone contact, anyone about this issue? So let's see. We're going to 8:42, and I know that's when the CSR was fixed around 8:30, 8:45. Issues until 8:45. All right. So if they're on time, like they're reporting in, we know because we have screenshots with their supervisor, but they had tech issues, we're going to mark it with a V, not because we gave them VTO, which is voluntary time off, but because they were ready and willing to work, but just not able to. So we're not going to dock them points for it. So V is what on the schedule doesn't dock points and also tells our supervisors, okay, I don't track time and attendance for Vs. I don't dock points for Vs. So yeah, that is how to get people on the schedule checked in using NC3.